Fresh off of an album cycle at the end of 2022, country singer Russell Dickerson surprised fans with the release of his summertime EP, 3 Months, 2 Streets Down. We got to chat with Dickerson about how the new project came to be and going on tour at the end of the year. Before listening to our conversation, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more country music news, entertainment, and interviews. Before discussing the collection of music, Dickerson chatted about his track, God Gave Me a Girl, and the irony of having a second baby boy.
This song was before we found out what we were having, you know? It's more so obviously about Kaylee, you know, how that time during when we were broken up with, like, so I Wonder on the album talks about breaking up, and then this is about, like, during that time of, like, I felt like God was like, if you want the best life ever, then this is your girl. And so that's more so what it's about than more physically, God gave me a baby girl. So, but yeah, no, I mean, we're months away, just a few months away from boy number 2 now, which is insane. We're about to have 2 of these, and it's crazy. So, I don't know how many kids each of y'all have, but it's like, it's just wrapping your head around another one, like starting all over again, but not getting rid of the other one. It's the funny part.
Dickerson then transitions to discuss his new 5-song EP, 3 Months, 2 Streets Down, and how the collection and the title of the project came about.
So the title came from Ride the Wave, which is like, it's on one of the first lines, feeling here from the summer.
Getting on the couch at the best friend's house, 3 months, 2 streets down.
And I don't know, I was just kind of digging through all the lyrics and everything of the EP, and the 3 months thing just kind of stood out to me, because that's your June, July, August of summer, and the 3-2 kind of count thing, and I don't know, just like, it feels kind of cool. So just like, instead of calling it like Ride the Wave Summer EP or whatever, I was like, let's just get something weird, something funky that kind of like, why did you call it that? These songs have happened so gradually that's like, instead of just throwing another summer song or a couple summer songs on an album, I just wanted to like give these songs a chance, you know, to be heard and not be buried on a 15-song album. So yeah, I mean, around January, February, I was just like, all right, I got like 5 or 6 summer jams that like I'm really proud of, and like, why don't we just like do it? No singles, no radio, no nothing. It's just like, let's just like put out some fun music, and that's what we did. It's just 5 songs, 3 months, 2 streets down, and then here we are.
The EP is centered around the track Ride the Wave, which isn't necessarily a single, but deserved to shine according to Dickerson. He talks about writing the song with Shay Mooney of Dan and Shay.
Yeah, I mean, Ride the Wave, I wrote with Shay Mooney from Dan and Shay. I mean, that's got to be almost 4 years ago, like forever ago. And it's just one of those songs that needed, like I said, it needed to have its own moment. And like, that's what we have to do, is like, we work so hard, we write these songs, we have these albums, and I don't feel like I ever put filler songs on an album, but there's certain songs that stand out above others. And as soon as we wrote it, I was like, I was trying to get Dan and Shay on it, and I was like, they were trying to do like a pop thing with it, with the producer, and all these different things that just never ended up happening. And I'm so glad it didn't, because like now I get to have this as like the almost basically title track of this EP. And I just wanted this song to have it. This whole EP is based around Ride the Wave, of like, how does Ride the Wave get a bigger moment than just being an album cut? Like, is it a radio single? Who cares? Blah blah blah. But I just wanted it to have a moment, and you know, that was kind of the whole focus of this whole EP, was Ride the Wave, which was written. I mean, I'll look it up because I'm kind of curious, but it's like, it's got to be almost 4 years ago.
He also goes on to chat about the difference in this project compared to his previous records in terms of goals and the sound. Instead of focusing on radio play, he wanted to make something fun for the summer season. He also talks about making the track SMRLV, which acted as a proud producer moment for the singer.
I mean, for me, it's so much freedom of like, what's the single going to be? What's the next single? What's the radio? Like all this like single focused stuff. And it's like, like, what if we put something out that didn't have to have a single? Like, that doesn't have to be on country radio. Like, this stuff probably won't get played on country radio, which is fine. It's just like, I think it's dope. We spend a lot of time, just like I do on all my albums, in the studio, making the sounds, tweaking, and how it turned out is, we worked really hard on it to find this sound that isn't typical. It's like, we didn't use a studio, we didn't use a band, we didn't use like a drum kit and like your typical country setup, and that was intentional, just for the fact of like, that's how I started making records. Was like, we couldn't afford a band, we couldn't afford a studio, and I got to get my hands on every track in there. And like with Summer Love, the last song on the EP, like I made that whole track. Like, I produced the whole thing basically, and so it was just cool to have one of those songs that I just started in my little room, just started creating a little track and singing Summer Love, Summer Love, Summer Love, whatever. And for that to like make it on this little EP is like kind of a proud producer moment for me. Yeah, and like the mixer, Jeff Braun, who mixed it, he was like, dude, who did this track? And Josh Kerr was like, dude, that's like 99% Russell. And I was just like, wow, I got a shout out from the mix engineer on my crappy little track.
On the topic of summer and the nostalgia that comes with it, Dickerson reminisces on his childhood summers growing up with his friends.
Summer for me as a kid was more like just riding our bikes around all the time. With like a small town, riding our bikes through cornfields and just like anything, I left my hometown when I was 10, so it's just like we could stay out until dark, just sun up to sundown, riding our bikes as far as we could and meeting new friends, somebody would have a four-wheeler, somebody would have a dirt bike, and we would all just throw rocks and jump on trampolines and throw water balloons and, just that's what I think of when I think of like my summers growing up. Night games, remember night games, flashlight tag and all that good stuff? Good times. Good times.
This project also marks the first time Dickerson is putting out a song he didn't have a hand in writing. Down the Beach was written by Jordan Schmidt, Chase McGill, and Tyler Hubbard. Dickerson shares the story of how he found the song through fellow country singer Thomas Rhett.
Yeah, I mean, this is the first song I've ever put out as an artist that I didn't write. And so we were on our way to dinner. We were on our way to a double date with Thomas Rhett and his wife. Anytime we're together, we play demos, we play songs that we've written, songs that we've been pitched, songs that just we've been vibing with lately. And he played this song. He's like, dude, you got to hear this song that T-Hub sent me.
If you need me, I'll be busy working on my tan, sipping on a honey with my honey in the sand.
And as soon as I heard sipping on a hiney with my hiney in the sand, I was just like, this is game over. Like, are you cutting this? What's happening with this song? And he's like, I don't know, this is my thing. And I was like, done. As soon as we decided this EP, I text Tyler and I was like, hey bro, like, can I still have Down on the Beach? Like, please let me record this song. It's just so fun. And like, it's a song that I don't feel like I could have. I mean, could I have written it? Maybe. But like, it's already there. It's perfect. I think it's awesome. They wanted to tweak some lines and here and there. And I was just like, no, dude, like, it is fantastic. It's so good as is. That's my first song I've never written that I cut.
Watching that sun go down on a beach.
Because this isn't the typical album circuit, Dickerson shares what success looks like to him with the release of this EP.
Really, just like kind of consumption is like a broad term, but I just want people to be on a boat and on the beach, and even if 25 people listen to this EP, like if those 25 people are got their cooler right there on the beach with their people and like, just enjoying life, like that's awesome to me. And I remember sitting on the beach in January when people were coming in and out, and I got my sunglasses on and chilling right there, and to hear this group of like college girls over here and She Likes It comes on, and I was like, yes, yes, we're in with that crew. So just to see them jamming out and stuff, it was it was cool just to, like, that's success to me. Like, that's, you know, and I can't, obviously I'm not going to be everywhere with wherever's playing on the lake, but just to see videos online of people just enjoying the music that I put out.
Lastly, Dickerson shares his feelings on his upcoming Big Wheels and Backroads tour, which kicks off at the end of September. On this upcoming run of shows, Dickerson will step into his biggest venues yet.
It's our first tour where we're stepping into some arenas, which is like one of my, you know, goals is stepping into those arenas, and, you know, it's scary, but it's awesome, you know, to be able to step into those places and enter into a new realm of live performance. And this is kind of the tour where, you know, with She Likes It tour last year, it's like, you know, well, let's just kind of save a little bit for next year when we're doing the next tour or whatever. And so I feel like I've had enough of those conversations of save this, save that, and it's just like all pulling out all the stops. It's like, I mean, it is the first tour where we have arenas in the lineup, so it's like, if we're not going big, it's like, what are we saving it for? You know, if we don't make those memories each night in these big venues and get people to come back again and come back again, it's like, so there is a new level of pressure with this tour coming up September, but that's what I thrive off of, is that pressure.
Russell Dickerson's summertime EP 3 Months 2 Streets Down is out now wherever you get your music. You can also catch him on his fall tour at the end of this year. If you like this video, please be sure to subscribe to our channel for more interviews with your favorite artists and everything that's country music here at The Nash News.